Hello, hello. Welcome to Ascension Messages, where we sit in conversation with benevolent beings who have messages of light, love, wisdom, and support for our collective evolution. My name is Samara, and this is episode 21. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. So today we will be sitting in conversation with, I have been introduced to them as the High Council of Saturn. At the time that I am recording this, Saturn has turned retrograde a few weeks ago, but it has just left Aries and is now in Pisces, still in retrograde motion. And this will be its last visit to Pisces for some time. And so there's some interesting messages that the High Council of Saturn would like to deliver. Also refer to them as the Masters of Saturn. So, and I was just approached, as quite often, in the night, in the wee hours. I can't remember, those hours where you're not sure whether to call it very late or very early. So 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And it came about with me questioning, also grounding my particular situation with grounding my root chakra, which is something that I must do daily. Some people are very well tethered to the earth. Others, it takes a little bit more effort. And so it came into my consciousness that it's becoming increasingly important for us to be grounded in the new earth as opposed to the current one. I mean, the new earth already exists. We are navigating that bridge between what we know and what we desire. And as a collective, this requires that our chakras are vibrating at the frequency of where we want to be and not where we perceive ourselves to be at this given time. Before I go on, I'll just explain to anyone who has not been here before, you will hear me be in any one of 3 states during this 30 minutes or so. There is myself, who you're talking to right now, my personality self. There is my higher self, which I may be speaking from that aspect of myself. And then there is the state of being in full channel, where the High Council of Saturn will use me as a vehicle for speaking. So okay, any one or combination of the 3 in this next 30 minutes. But I do have some notes from when I had my meditation with them, just to get an overview of what they would like to discuss. So I would like to welcome the High Council of Saturn first and foremost, and this is the introduction that they would like to read to you. So, the notes that came through, they are the High Council of Saturn, and they'd like to introduce you to the idea, the thought of a new world order, starting with the order within oneself, grounding the 5D root chakra into New Earth. And the new Earth frequency will be grounded by those individuals who consciously choose their higher consciousness to be their reality, no longer something only visited through meditation or finite containers of experience, rather an experience of every day. Higher consciousness is not an escape from reality. There are many parallel realities, and humans can consciously choose which reality they will inhabit. These individuals, those who choose to live in their higher consciousness on an everyday basis, they will attract each other and form communities, pockets of new Earth. And through this coming together, the frequency will amplify and awaken others to their agency in elevating the consciousness of humanity, forming the new world order. Why is this information coming at this time? I asked, they're saying because of the Saturn retrograde. Now, this is a timeless podcast. It will apply or resonate with you perhaps whenever you come across it. But Saturn does govern the energy of societal structures and norms. It's about discipline, boundaries, structure. It's also been termed the Lord of Karma. Yes, so it governs some of our, or much of our bigger collective structures. And in that, how we build our security and within that structure, within respecting, let's say, the structures that exist. And this is where we come into conversation, and I just have questions now. So I'm asking the High Council of Saturn, how do we ground into the 5D? How do we ground the base chakra into the 5D? And what does a 5D root chakra mean? So I'm going to use some cards to ground this reading, help me stay connected to the physical realm, and helps me keep this to a nice and tidy half hour. So let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, the card that has come out is the Visionary. So, it's card number 31, which adds up to 4. So grounding the 5D, grounding the base chakra or the root chakra into 5D requires that one believe that the vision of the future or of the world they want, the vision that they have, is one that is not only possible, that it already exists in some plane of existence. And that concept of parallel timelines, timeline jumping, the universal laws, law of attraction, law of assumption, that all these are real. The humanity has spent a long time with a lot of negation and doubt of the divine nature of things and their own divine nature, and what is the nature of the cosmic fabric. And no matter, regardless of how much work has been done in trying to establish these concepts, this understanding as a fundamental reality, many humans, even those who do a lot of spiritual work, they want me to use quote unquote spiritual work, that there is an undercurrent of doubt. And in that, then the root chakra does not ground into 5D, because 5D is that those are fundamentals of 5D reality. So when fundamentals of 5D reality are not accepted, or they are heavily clouded by doubt, then the base chakra will not ground into that, meaning the human would not feel secure in its belief system, and in the knowing that this reality will provide security and support. You're giving me the example of people who know that they need to be in a different career, but the physical reality of, I've got to hustle 9 to 5, getting paid by the hour. If I leave this job, I'm vulnerable, and, I'm going to, there's an existential fear around it, around not having, let's say, as much cash flow for a while. There is a fundamental mistrust in your own intuition and in the divine fabric of, if you feel called to move from where you are, then you must believe that once you move, the universe will support you. Your guides will support you. You will support you, because all of this is also just you and your higher self and your soul guiding you to a place that is more fulfilling and more reverent of the expansive, multidimensional being that you are. So the root chakra being that feeling of safety, how safe do you feel in the knowing of the divine nature? How much trust do we have in the divine laws? Do we trust in the unknown and in the unfolding? Can we lean back into that feminine energy of being birthed in the cosmic womb? Knowing that you may not know exactly how this is going to play out, but you know that the destination, you know the feeling of the destination, and you have a vision of the destination. Back to this card that's called the visionary. So do you have the courage? Do you have the trust in your vision? And do you have the trust in the unfolding of your vision, even when you don't know every little step that is on the way? Now, this brings me to something that they brought up, which is, once again, Saturn, discipline, boundaries, structure. So the card that's coming out to that question, planetary shifts, card 22. So it's very important. This is a pivotal time where one can evaluate how the things that you're disciplined about, the structures that you have built for yourself in your life. There's the structures that you agree to or you align with for what you consider the benefit of your life. For example, example of that is, once again, one may accept a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 structure because of what that then allows for, or what the benefits are on the other side of that. Benefits, a paycheck, some type of predictability. So the question they have is, how secure is it that you really feel? There's a security in that. The security is an illusion. That's what I'm hearing. The security is an illusion. Because this so-called discipline is rooted in fear, as opposed to rooting in building the vision. And so it's easy then to feel ungrounded and unsafe. The safety is not the same sense of safety that one can get in being connected and aligned with their higher self, with being in true trust and knowing of one's divine nature, and in embracing the unknown. They have me saying the same thing over and over, but to drill it in. Yes. So planetary shift, the shift into New Earth is within us. And there must be a dedication, a discipline, and a commitment to the life we want to experience, as opposed to the life that we are currently inhabiting, sitting in, and possibly doubting that that can change. And this is the trust also comes with self-mastery, as in there will be many obstacles and challenges to maintaining the 5D root chakra. And that's fine, because you'll be training and toning the root chakra to resonate at that higher frequency steadily on a regular basis. But it has to start with us reaching that higher level of grounding on a regular basis. And we're being encouraged not to be disappointed the times, the days, the moments where the frequency drops or we go back to other habits, right, that don't necessarily serve the greater vision, because it all serves in some way, in that those habits, beliefs, like they point me to reliance on certain substances, toxic or thought patterns that leave you more limitations than possibilities, cycles of fear and doubt. Those are all will come to the surface through your root chakra in order for you to address them and clear them, so that you have freed up your energy to focus and align with this vision. I'm going to pull a final card. I think we only need one more. So one more card. I think it's this one. Okay, the last card we have is card 6, Creative Spark. Oh, so we are creating, and okay. With the sacral chakra being the portal of creativity, we can't ask for the 5D creations to come through the sacral chakra without the root chakra being grounded in the higher frequencies of Gaia, the higher frequencies of our Mother Earth, into the crystalline grids, into the knowing that we are safe in creating. But many of us have the creative spark alive, and so this goes out to anyone who procrastinates. I'm going to put up my hand as one of them. Anyone who has creative ideas, who has a passion, if you're in arts, if you're in, there's something what you want to create in life, but there's hesitation. You may be, or you are being encouraged to give yourself a break from, start feeling that you may start something and not finish it, feeling that you may fail. You're being asked to look into your root chakra first. And do you trust where these creative urges are coming from? Can you fully trust and lean into, let yourself be held by, that you have a divine connection, and these changes you want to create, this art you want to create, these movements you want to make, that these are not coming from a place of fantasy. They're coming from a place of divine guidance and intuition. These get grounded into reality by you living in such a way that those things are true, real, possible, and that your habits and everyday ways of being, the structures that you create within your own life, what you are disciplined to, what boundaries you create in your life, are in service of birthing that creative spark into form, nurturing that creative spark, and allowing what wants to come through you to come through you. But the biggest hurdle that most creative people face is, what if I fail? Or what if I don't make any money off of this and can't take care of my basic needs? What if I lose friends? What if my decision is wrong? Basically, what if I'm wrong? So I'm going to take a message direct. I didn't have any channeling coming through this time, any direct channeling, so I'm going to give an opportunity for that to be so. And if a channel comes through, then I will also close the reading or the session with that channeled message. Hello, beloveds. We come to you at a powerful time for shift. A shift in your reality and in your consciousness. We highlight to you the power that you have to bend your reality. And we encourage you to dissect and reflect upon the stones, the beliefs that you have built your reality upon. We are encouraging this on an individual level. So as to make the task manageable and small. But you are nothing small. Many look without to change structures outside of them without addressing what needs to be changed inside of them. You are what makes, what creates the reality you inhabit. Collectively, you create this fabric. And so to change this fabric, to weave something new, a new experience, a new reality, you must look to yourself first. Your planet has risen in frequency. She is awaiting you to connect with her higher frequency and live on that plane. The benevolent planet will provide. And you, as an elevated and expanded being, will have access to more resources, more love, more abundance, more joy, more intuition, more creative spark, more connection with the world around you, plants, animals, the changing seasons, and other humans. You will breathe new life. You will weave new life. Many of you are being called to ground into the crystalline grid, into the ley lines of new countries, new cities, places that you have never been before. Many of you are being asked to interact with reality from another facet of yourself. You are but a collection of lifetimes, planes and dimensions. There is no one you. You can celebrate the you that you were, the yous that you have been, while inviting in the you that you are becoming, the you that you already are, and the you that is fully magnetized, energized, and connected to the new earth. And so we leave you, dear humans, to exercise your own Saturnian power, building structures, governing yourself. A loving hand steering you to the full encompassing acceptance of your design, your designed divine. That is what you are. And we await with happiness because we know the outcome. We await you.